Hey, ni hao students. This is Mr. Howard here, and I have another instructional video where we are looking at a Frayer model. In fact, this is a Frayer model that we've learned in class. This is for theocracy. So, what is our I can statement? Well, we are focusing on I can statement number 3, where we can describe how government and religion influence the other characteristics of civilization. That's a key element of the standard that we've been focusing on. So, where are we beginning? Well, you want to make a Frayer model in your notebook, like what you see here, where theocracy is in the middle, though alternately you can put it at the top. We have explanation, picture, related words, and 7th grade sentence. I'll be sharing that information in that order. If you want to pause the video right now, make it your Frayer model, that would be okay. Hey, welcome back. So, we're going to start with explanation. Okay, and I'm working on finding the best spot for my picture off to the side. That's why I keep looking at it. Anyway, so the explanation, it really comes down to 2 parts. First, what the word means, but we need to connect it to ancient Egypt. So the explanation of theocracy is basically religious leaders are the government leaders. So I have this algorithm right here, religious leaders equal government leaders. With ancient Egypt, it all solidifies in the position of the pharaoh. The pharaoh was worshipped as both a god by the ancient Egyptians. They believed he was the living god Osiris. Hey, by the way, over here on the side, this is the dead god Osiris, what Osiris would look like in the Egyptian afterlife. But he was also the political leader, the king. So, pictures. Well, the pharaoh, as I shared before, would be in the middle of ancient Egyptian culture, civilization, when we're looking at this relationship between religion, government, and other characteristics. It would also, this idea of the pharaoh would influence art and architecture with the construction of pyramids solely as a place for a pharaoh after he died. This only occurred in the Old Kingdom, which is the oldest part of Egyptian history. We can also see, let me move this over here, the development of technology related to the construction of pyramids, because this was so important, because religion and government were so important. They developed technology just to build these structures. And what you see right here is this is an artist's rendition of the type of ramp they would have used to go up the side of the pyramid. And then we have Egyptian workers. These were probably farmers who weren't working during the growing season because it was so easy to grow food in Egypt, dragging the stone up and pushing it. And then we have what looks to be some sort of sled or ramp right there. Oh, next one. I'm sorry, I clicked the wrong button. Here we go. Ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs were also influenced by religion and government, specifically religion, because a lot of people in ancient Egypt did not know how to read and write. It was perceived as being magical. Ancient Egyptians believed in magic. That was a key part of their religion. Also, we can connect it to government because the only people that knew how to read and write were scribes. They worked for the government. Here, let me move my picture over here. Next, we have art in the form of statues. Pharaohs had statues, carved them themselves, placed all throughout Egypt. These are large statues of Pharaoh Ramses the Great. He was a new kingdom pharaoh at a temple called Abu Simbel, which is near Lake Nasser if you're looking at a modern day map of Egypt. Okay. Pharaohs, because of their importance, had an exceeding number of statues. I've heard a historian say that there are more statues of the pharaoh Ramses the Great than any other person outside of Napoleon, who was a reasonably modern European political leader. Last is they developed technology related to the preservation of the dead in the form of mummification. We have not gone into a lot of detail about this embalming process. Hey, look, there's a vocabulary word. All right, so let's move on to related words. Related words. Well, one aspect we haven't really touched upon is social structure. Religion and government influenced their social structure, where the pharaoh was at the top. He was both a political leader and a religious leader. You had government officials like the vizier, and scribes that were also at the top. Also priests. That should be a related word, Mr. I forgot to add that. Hieroglyphics, as I mentioned before, is influenced by religion. This is their system of writing. And we can see that over here. This right here is the hieroglyphic representation. This is actually an ancient Egyptian word or idea that is represented by the horned viper that is found in Egypt. You'll notice right here that the body is clearly attached to the head, but over here it is separated. And as I might have shared, ancient Egyptians believed that hieroglyphics could come alive. And so they would oftentimes separate the head from the body for the horned viper. This is what a horned viper looks like right here. Pretty vicious reptile. Okay, so, and I forgot the word magic. There you go. I was talking about it the whole time. So here's our 7th grade sentence. Theocracy, pronounce your words, Mr. Howard, influenced ancient Egyptian culture because religion was perhaps the most important characteristic to those people. Here we have an artist's representation of the Egyptian god Ra, the sun god. You can see the sun disk on his head. If you do have any questions, please do reach out to your teacher. Let's talk about it. You can do this in class or through email. Thank you for watching this video.